Life is a magnificent adventure, filled with endless possibilities and untold potential. Each day brings new opportunities to shape our destiny, to mold our character, and to create the life we truly desire. But in this grand journey of self-discovery and personal growth, there's a powerful truth that often goes unnoticed. The art of maintaining a bit of mystery about ourselves. Today, we're going to talk about something that might seem counterintuitive at first. But trust me, it's a game changer. We're going to discuss why you should never let people know too much about you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wayne, isn't openness and honesty the key to strong relationships? And you're right, but there's a fine line between being open and oversharing, and learning to walk that line can be the difference between living an empowered life and feeling constantly vulnerable. Think about it for a moment. In our hyper-connected world, we're constantly bombarded with opportunities to share every detail of our lives. Social media, instant messaging, 24/7 communication. It's like we're living in a giant fishbowl with everyone watching our every move. But here's the thing. Not everything needs to be shared. Not everything should be shared. When you keep a part of yourself private, you create an air of intrigue. You become more interesting, more compelling. People are naturally drawn to those who have a hint of mystery about them. It's like a good book. You keep turning the pages because you want to know more. Not because everything is laid out for you on the first page. But it's not just about being interesting. It's about protecting your inner self, your dreams, your goals, your vulnerabilities. When you share everything with everyone, you open yourself up to unnecessary judgment, criticism, and even sabotage. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. And sadly, some people might use the information you freely give against you. Now, I'm not saying you should be secretive or dishonest. Far from it. What I'm advocating for is a healthy balance. Share what feels right, what feels authentic, but always keep a part of yourself sacred and private. This is your inner sanctuary, the place where your true self resides, where your dreams take shape, where your strength grows. Think of it like this. You're the author of your life story. You get to decide which chapters to share with the world and which to keep as your personal, private masterpiece. By carefully curating what you reveal, you maintain control over your narrative. You become the master of your own story rather than letting others write it for you. This approach to life isn't about being aloof or distant. It's about self-respect and self-preservation. It's about understanding that your thoughts, your dreams, your struggles, they're precious. They're the building blocks of your unique journey. By keeping some of these to yourself, and you're honoring their importance, you're giving them the space to grow and evolve without external influence. Consider the most successful people you know or admire. How much do you really know about their day-to-day lives, their personal struggles, their intimate thoughts? Chances are, not much. That's because they understand the power of privacy. They know that by keeping certain aspects of their lives out of the public eye, they maintain a level of control and respect that's crucial for personal and professional success. But let's take this a step further. When you don't overshare, you create space for personal growth and self-reflection. You give yourself the freedom to change, to evolve, to make mistakes and learn from them without the constant scrutiny of others. This space is invaluable. It's where real transformation happens. Think about a time when you shared a goal or a dream with someone, only to have them dismiss it or criticize it. How did that make you feel? Did it dampen your enthusiasm? Did it make you question yourself? Now imagine if you had kept that dream to yourself, nurturing it privately until it was strong enough to withstand any external doubts. That's the power of keeping things close to your chest. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Wayne, doesn't this go against the idea of being authentic? Not at all. Authenticity isn't about sharing every detail of your life. It's about being true to yourself, about living in alignment with your values and beliefs. And sometimes being true to yourself means protecting your inner world from unnecessary exposure. Think of it like a beautiful garden. You don't invite everyone to trample through your carefully tended flower beds. You choose who gets to see the fruits of your labor, who gets to smell the fragrant blossoms. The same should apply to your inner self. Be selective about who you let into your personal space. who you share your deepest thoughts and feelings with. This approach to life also helps you develop a stronger sense of self. When you're not constantly seeking validation or approval from others, you learn to trust your own judgment. You become more confident in your decisions because they come from a place of inner knowing, not external influence. Remember, every time you share something about yourself, you're giving away a piece of your power. You're allowing others to form opinions, to make judgments, to shape their perception of you. While this isn't always a bad thing, it's important to be mindful of it. Ask yourself, does this person need to know this about me? Will sharing this information serve a purpose or bring value to my life? By being more discerning about what you share, you also become a better listener. Or, when you're not focused on revealing everything about yourself, you create space to truly hear others. You become more observant, more attuned to the subtleties of human. This skill is invaluable in both personal and professional relationships. Now, I want you to think about the people in your life who you admire the most. The ones who exude an air of quiet confidence, who seem to have it all together. I bet they're not the ones who are constantly broadcasting every detail of their lives. They're the ones who speak thoughtfully, who share meaningful insights rather than trivial details. They're the ones who make you feel like you've been let in on a secret when they do open up to you. That's the kind of person you want to be. The kind of person who others gravitate towards, not because you're an open book, but because you're a fascinating story waiting to be discovered. This isn't about being fake or putting on a facade. It's about understanding the value of your inner world and treating it with the respect it deserves. It's about recognizing that not everyone has earned the right to know everything about you. Think of your personal information as a valuable currency. Would you go around handing out money to everyone you meet? Of course not. You'd be selective, choosing carefully who to share your resources with. The same principle applies to your personal information. Your thoughts, your dreams, your fears, these are your treasures. Guard them wisely. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I've always been an open book. How do I change that? Well, like any change, it starts with awareness. Begin by paying attention to what you share and with whom. Is this information necessary? Is it helpful? Is this the right person to share it with? To start small. The next time someone asks you how you're doing, instead of launching into a detailed account of your day, simply smile and say, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? You'll be amazed at how this small change can shift the dynamic of your interactions. As you practice this, you'll start to notice something interesting. People become more intrigued by you. They'll want to know more. And when you do choose to share something, it will carry more weight, more significance. Your words will have more impact because they're not diluted by constant chatter. But here's the real magic. As you become more selective about what you share with others, you'll develop a deeper relationship with yourself. You'll create a rich inner world, a sanctuary where you can retreat, reflect, and reach. This inner world becomes your source of strength, your wellspring of creativity, your foundation for personal growth. Imagine having a secret garden within yourself, a place where your wildest dreams and deepest thoughts can flourish without judgment or interference. That's what you're creating when you choose to keep parts of yourself private. You're nurturing your authentic self, allowing it to grow strong and resilient before exposing it to the world. This doesn't mean you should never open up or be vulnerable. There are times when sharing your thoughts and feelings is important, even necessary. The key is to be intentional about it. Choose wisely when and with whom you share your inner world. Think of it like this. You're the gatekeeper of your own mind. You get to decide who enters and who doesn't. This is your power, your right. By exercising this right, you're not being selfish or distant. You're being self-aware and self-protective. As you go through life with this mindset, you'll notice a shift in your relationships. The connections you form will be deeper, more meaningful. Why? Because they're based on mutual respect and earned trust, not on superficial overshare. The people in your inner circle will be those who have proven themselves worthy of your trust, those who value the glimpses into your inner world that you choose to share. This approach to life also gives you a competitive edge in your professional life. In the workplace, being a bit of an enigma can be a powerful tool. When your colleagues and superiors don't know everything about you, they're more likely to pay attention when you do speak. Your opinions carry more weight because they're not diluted by constant chatter. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this philosophy is the freedom it gives you to evolve. When you don't overshare, you give yourself permission to change your mind, to grow, to become a different person without having to explain yourself to everyone. You're not bound by other people's perceptions or expectations because you haven't given them the power to define you. Think about how liberating that is. You can wake up each day and decide who you want to be without worrying about contradicting some image you projected to the world. You're free to experiment, to try new things, to fail and try again, all within the safe cocoon of your private self. This doesn't mean you should live in isolation or cut yourself off from meaningful connections. Far from it. It means being selective about what you share, curating your public persona in a way that aligns with your true self while still maintaining a sense of mystery. As you practice this, you'll find that you become more comfortable in your own skin. You'll develop a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that your worth isn't determined by how much others know about you, but by your own self-knowledge and self-respect. You'll also find that you become a better judge of character. When you're not constantly sharing everything about yourself, you create space to observe others more closely. You'll start to notice who asks thoughtful questions and who's just fishing for gossip. You'll recognize who respects your boundaries and who tries to push past them. This skill, the ability to read people and situations, is invaluable in all areas of life. It helps you navigate social situations with grace, build strong professional networks, and form deep, meaningful personal relationships. But perhaps the most profound benefit of this approach is the sense of inner peace it brings. When you're not constantly worried about what others think of you, when you're not always seeking external validation, you create space for true self-acceptance. You learn to find validation from within, to trust your own judgment, to be comfortable with your own company. This inner peace becomes your strength. It becomes the foundation upon which you build your life. It gives you the courage to take risks, to pursue your dreams, to stand up for what you believe in. Because at the end of the day, you know that your worth isn't determined by others' opinions of you, but by your own self-knowledge and self-respect. As you move forward from this moment, I want you to remember this. You are a mystery, a wonder, a unique creation. You have depths that even you haven't fully explored yet. Honor that mystery. Protect it. Nurture it. Don't feel pressured to reveal everything about yourself to everyone you meet. Instead, be like a book that reveals its story one page at a time. Let people earn the right to know you. Let them be intrigued. Let them wonder. And in that space of wondering, you'll find that you've reclaimed your power, your autonomy, your sense of self. Remember, the most interesting people are often the ones we know the least about. They're the ones who leave us wanting to know more, who keep us guessing, who surprise us just when we think we've figured them out. Be that person. Be the one who others are drawn to, not because you're an open book, but because you're a fascinating story waiting to be discovered. As you go about your day, I want you to practice this. The next time someone asks you a personal question, pause before you answer. Ask yourself if this is information you really want to share. If it's not, don't be afraid to deflect with a smile or a gentle change of subject. You'll be amazed at how this small act of self-protection can change the dynamic of your interactions. And as you do this, pay attention to how it makes you feel. Notice the sense of empowerment that comes from choosing what to share and what to keep private. Feel the strength that comes from knowing that you are in control of your own narrative. This journey of self-discovery and self-protection is ongoing. It's a skill that you'll continue to refine throughout your life. Some days you'll get it right, other days you might share more than you intended, and that's okay. The key is to keep learning, keep growing, keep honoring your inner self. Remember, you are not obligated to be an open book to anyone. You have the right to your privacy, to your personal thoughts and feelings. You have the right to choose who gets to know the real you. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. You are a universe unto yourself, vast and complex and beautiful. Don't feel pressured to explain or justify your existence to anyone. Live your life. Pursue your dreams, make your mistakes, and learn from them. And through it all, maintain that air of mystery that makes you uniquely. You are more than the sum of what others know about you. You are more than your social media posts, more than your resume, more than the roles you play in your daily life. You are a constantly evolving, growing, changing being. Honor that process by giving yourself the space to grow without constant external input or judgment. As you leave here today, carry with you this newfound appreciation for your inner world. Cherish it, protect it, and watch as it becomes your greatest source of strengths and inspiration. Remember, the most interesting book is the one that keeps you guessing until the very last page. Be that book. Be that mystery. Be unapologetically, beautifully you. Your life is your story. You get to decide how much of it to share with the world. Make it a story worth telling, a story that keeps people intrigued, a story that inspires and uplifts. But most importantly, make it a story that's true to you, that honors your journey, that respects your right to privacy and self-discovery. So go forth with this new perspective. Embrace the power of mystery. Cultivate your inner world. And watch as your life transforms, becoming richer, more meaningful, and infinitely more interesting. The world is waiting to discover the amazing person you are, but remember, you get to control the narrative. You get to decide how your story unfolds. You are the author of your life. Write a story that keeps them guessing, that leaves them wanting more, because that's what truly fascinating people do. They don't reveal everything at once. They understand the power of mystery, the allure of the unknown. As you navigate your relationships, your career, your personal growth, keep this lesson in mind. Be open, be authentic, but always keep a part of yourself sacred and private. This is your power. This is your strength. This is what makes you uniquely you. And remember, every interaction is an opportunity to practice this new approach. Every conversation is a chance to cultivate your air of mystery. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being an open book, but stick with it. The rewards increase self-respect, deeper relationships, and a stronger sense of self are well worth the effort. As you go about your day, I want you to pay attention to how you feel when you choose not to share everything. Notice the sense of inner strength that comes from keeping some things to yourself. Feel the power that comes from being selective about what this journey you're embarking on, the journey of self-discovery and self-protection. It's not always easy. There will be times when you're tempted to overshare, times when you might feel pressured to reveal more than you're comfortable with. In those moments, I want you to remember this conversation. Remember the value of your inner world, the power of your privacy. You might encounter people who push for more information, who try to pry into your private thoughts and feelings. Stand firm. You have the right to your privacy. You have the right to keep parts of yourself hidden from the world. This isn't about being secretive or dishonest. It's about respecting yourself. And you might notice that your relationships become deeper, more meaningful, because when you do choose to share something personal, it carries more weight. It becomes a gift, a sign of trust, rather than just another piece of casual information. This shift in how you present yourself to the world can have profound effects on your personal and professional life. In your career, being a bit of an enigma can make you more intriguing to colleagues and superiors. They'll pay more attention when you speak because your words aren't diluted by constant chatter. Your opinions will carry more weight because you've created an aura of thoughtfulness and discretion. In your personal life, you'll find that the people who truly matter will appreciate the depth of your character. They'll understand that getting to know you is a privilege, not a right, and they'll value the moments when you do open up, recognizing them for the precious gifts they are. But perhaps the most beautiful change you'll notice is in your relationship with yourself. As you become more selective about what you share with others, you'll develop a richer inner life. You'll create a sanctuary within yourself, a place where your thoughts and feelings can roam free, unencumbered by others' opinions or expectations. This inner sanctuary becomes your source of strength, your wellspring of creativity, your foundation for personal growth. It's where you can truly be yourself without fear of judgment or criticism. It's where you can dream big, plan your future, and work through your challenges in peace. Think about how liberating that is. To have a part of yourself that's entirely your own. untouched by the outside world. It's like having a secret superpower, a hidden strength that you can draw upon whenever you need it. As you cultivate this inner world, you'll find that you become more resilient. External events and others' opinions will have less power to shake you because you have this strong internal foundation to stand on. You'll be able to weather life's storms with grace because you know that at your core, you are whole and complete. This doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or doubts. Of course you will. That's part of being human. But when those challenges come, you'll have a safe space to retreat to, a place where you can gather your strength and find your center. And here's something truly magical. As you become more comfortable with your inner self, as you learn to value your privacy and cultivate your mystery, you'll find that you attract people and opportunities that align with your true self. Because you're no longer trying to be all things to all people. You'll naturally draw on those who appreciate you for who you really are. This is the power of authenticity combined with mystery. When you're true to yourself while still maintaining an air of intrigue, you become magnetic. People are drawn to your quiet confidence, your self-assurance, your depth. But remember, this isn't about putting on a show or creating a false persona. It's about honoring your true self by not feeling the need to expose every aspect of it to the world. It's about understanding that you are complex, multifaceted, and ever-evolving, and that it's okay, even beneficial, to keep some of that complexity to yourself. As you move forward with this new perspective, I want you to think about the areas of your life where you might be oversharing. Are there aspects of your personal life that you're broadcasting to the world that might be better kept private? Are there dreams or goals that you're sharing prematurely before they've had a chance to take root and grow strong? Take some time to reflect on this. Make a conscious decision about what parts of yourself you want to share with the world and what parts you want to keep sacred and private. Remember, you have the right to change your mind about this at any time. What you choose to keep private today might be something you want to share tomorrow, and vice versa. The key is to make these decisions consciously rather than defaulting to sharing everything. As you practice this new approach, you might find it challenging at first, especially if you're used to being an open book. You might feel the urge to fill silences with personal information or to answer every question in detail. Resist this urge. Embrace the power of the pause. When someone asks you a personal question, take a moment to consider whether this is information you want to share. If it's not, don't be afraid to deflect with a smile or a gentle change of subject. You might worry that being more private will make you seem aloof or unfriendly, but the truth is, when done with grace and authenticity, it can make you more intriguing and appealing. People are naturally drawn to those who have a hint of mystery about. By keeping some things to yourself, you create space for others to be curious about you, to want to know you better. As you become more selective about what you share, you'll likely become a better listener. When you're not focused on revealing everything about yourself, you create space to truly hear others. You become more observant, more attuned to the subtleties of human interaction. This skill is invaluable in both personal and professional relationships. As you cultivate this air of mystery, you'll also find that you become more discerning about the information you receive from others. You'll start to recognize the value of discretion, not just in your own life, but in your interactions with others. You become someone others trust with their secrets because they know you understand the importance of privacy. This journey you're embarking on, the journey of self-discovery and self-protection, it's not always easy. There will be times when you're tempted to overshare, times when you might feel pressured to reveal more than you're comfortable with. In those moments, I want you to remember this conversation. Remember the value of your inner world, the power of your privacy. You might encounter people who push for more information, who try to pry into your private thoughts and feelings. Stand firm. You have the right to your privacy. You have the right to keep parts of yourself hidden from the world. This isn't about being secretive or dishonest. It's about respecting yourself enough to maintain health. As you practice this new approach to life, you'll start to notice changes in how people interact with you. You might find that people are more intrigued by you, more interested in what you have to say. You might notice that your opinions carry more weight because they're not diluted by constant chatter. You might find that you're able to navigate social and professional situations with more grace and confidence. But perhaps the most profound change you'll notice is in how you feel about yourself. As you create this sacred inner space, as you honor your right to privacy, you'll develop a deeper sense of self-respect. You'll start to recognize your own worth, not based on others' opinions or approval, but on your own self-knowledge and self-acceptance. This inner strength, this quiet confidence, it radiates outward. It changes how you carry yourself, how you interact with the world. Without saying a word, you'll communicate that you are someone of substance, someone who values themselves and expects others to do the same. And here's the beautiful thing. As you embody this strength and self-respect, you'll inspire others to do the same. Without preaching or lecturing, you'll show those around you the power of maintaining a bit of mystery, the value of cultivating. So as we wrap up our time together, I want to leave you with this final thought. You are a universe unto yourself, vast and complex and beautiful. Don't feel pressured to explain or justify your existence to anyone. Live your life, pursue your dreams, make your mistakes and learn from them. And through it all, maintain that air of mystery that makes you uniquely you. Remember, the most interesting book is the one that keeps you guessing until the very last page. Be that book. Be that mystery. Be unapologetically, beautifully you. Your life is your story. Make it a story worth telling, a story that keeps people intrigued, a story that inspires and uplifts. But most importantly, make it a story that's true to you, that honors your journey, that respects your right to privacy and self-discovery. So go forth with this new perspective. Embrace the power of mystery. Cultivate your inner world, and watch as your life transforms, becoming richer, more meaningful, and infinitely more interesting. The world is waiting to discover the amazing person you are, but remember, you get to control the narrative. You get to decide how your story unfolds. You are the author of your life. Write a story that keeps them guessing, that leaves them wanting more, because that's what truly fascinating people do. They don't reveal everything at once. They understand the power of mystery, the allure of the unknown. As you navigate your relationships, your career, your personal growth, keep this lesson in mind. Be open, be authentic, but always keep a part of yourself sacred and private. This is your power. This is your strength. This is what makes you uniquely you. And remember, every interaction is an opportunity to practice this new approach. Every conversation is a chance to cultivate your air of mystery. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being an open book, but stick with it. The rewards, increased self-respect, deeper relationships, and a stronger sense of self are well worth the effort. As you go about your day, I want you to pay attention to how you feel when you choose not to share everything. Notice the sense of inner strength that comes from keeping some things to yourself. Feel the power that comes from being selective. This journey of self-discovery and self-protection is ongoing. It's a skill that you'll continue to refine throughout your life. Some days you'll get it right. Other days you might share more than you intended, and that's okay. The key is to keep learning, keep growing, keep honoring your inner self. Remember, you're not obligated to be an open book to anyone. You have the right to your privacy, to your personal thoughts and feelings. You have the right to choose who gets to know the real you. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. So go forth, my friends. Embrace your mystery, honor your complexity, cherish your inner world, and watch as the world responds to the fascinating, multifaceted, beautifully enigmatic person you are. Your story is just beginning, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.